Hi, I'm Anna Ford. I ignored my alarm clock and was late for class as usual. But what's the big deal? Miss Rollings wasn't there yet, so who cares? Hey guys, yesterday was awesome. You swinging on the chandelier was the highlight of the evening. Anna, did you really swing on a chandelier like a circus monkey? Didn't you see me? Oh, right. You weren't invited to the party. Only an idiot would enjoy it. You can't believe it, but that nerd is my twin sister. There was a fundamental difference between us. Anastasia believed that being honest was the meaning of life. My sister was convinced everyone should always tell the truth. She was such a goody two-shoes, it made me want to puke. Morning class. That's Miss Rollings, a loser with a capital L. Look at the suffering in her eyes. Don't get me started on the toilet paper on her shoe. Remind me, did I give you any homework? Actually, she did. But the day before, everyone partied at Kristen's place instead of getting ready for class. Everyone except Anastasia. You asked us to write an essay. I did it. I doubt any of these dimwits did, though. You snitch! Can't you keep your mouth shut? Chill, Dave. Don't judge Anastasia too harshly. She got her love for the truth from our mom, a police officer. Law and order was her mantra. I just got dumped. Again. What's wrong with me? Well, your teeth aren't white enough. Your hair looks bad. And you should go to the gym more. No! Why is she so upset? We told her the truth. Yeah, but sometimes the truth is like a cactus to the face. Unlike my sister, I'd always been a daddy's girl. We both thought that some rules were made to be broken. We aren't stealing. We're borrowing. Put the gummy worms back right now. Right away, ma'am. Dad taught me that white lies weren't lies. They were a strategy. You're so cool. I only go to school because of you. Oh, thank you. Miss Rollings, you've got that little brat. Anna, I'm a laughingstock, aren't I? I could have honestly said that no one respected her because she was a wimp, but I didn't want to hurt Miss Rollings' feelings. That's why I told a white lie. Everyone adores you. They just don't know how to show it. With those words, I ran out into the hallway and caught up with Anastasia. Seriously? Why did you do that? Do you like being alone that much? I'm not going to lie to be a part of the herd. Oh, so you think you're better than everyone? I'm not afraid of being myself. We would have probably kept arguing, but at that moment, John Gray walked past us. He looked as dangerous as a knife blade, mysterious as a dark forest. Handsome like he stepped off the cover of a young adult novel. Rumor has it he only dates models. He hasn't come to school in 6 months. I heard he was volunteering at a poor village in Cambodia. I heard that he was in prison. We both stared at John like deers in headlights, but neither Anastasia nor I had the courage to talk to that celestial being. When we returned home, our parents were fighting. Honey, let's talk about this. You lied to me. We have nothing to talk about. Seeing Mom and Dad fight was like finding a cockroach in soup. Unpleasant. The beginning of our parents' love story was quite unusual. Mom had been a young cop at the time, and Dad had been a loser and a thief. He'd fallen in love with Mom when she arrested him. Is it just me, or is this love from the first arrest? You have the right to remain silent. I can't stay silent when such a beautiful woman is stealing my heart. After serving a year in prison, Dad started to chase after Mom. She only agreed to marry him after Dad promised to become a law-abiding citizen. Since they're fighting, was Dad up to his old tricks? Get out of my house! Okay, I'll go pack. What happened? I made your mother a promise, and now I've broken it, but I had to do it. He didn't tell me any details, but I still tried to convince Mom to forgive him. Absolutely not. He didn't keep his promise. We can't trust him. I took Dad's side and Anastasia took Mom's. My family split in two. Shaking, I packed my things too. I'm leaving with Dad. We rented a shabby apartment. The wallpaper was barely clinging to the walls. Yikes, I think this apartment has survived 2 fires and at least 1 flood. At least the previous tenants left us Chinese noodles. That's dinner taken care of. Can you tell me what happened? Did you steal something? Look, a cockroach. Dad kept avoiding my questions. I decided to stop interrogating him. He would tell me everything once he was ready. I believed Mom was in the wrong. No matter what Dad had done, didn't loving someone mean forgiving them? The next morning, Dad left for work. I was getting ready for school when a young woman rang our doorbell. I was told that I would find Frank Ford here. Yes, that's my father. He has a daughter? He has 2. I should go. He has a wife and they love each other. Stay away from my dad. The stranger ran away and I was left with a pounding head and a heavy heart. Dang it, had my parents fought because Dad had a mistress? At school, Anastasia and I pointedly ignored each other. If hearts could cry, mine would have been weeping like a baby. At one point, the principal walked into the classrooms. Miss Rollings, I'm afraid you'll have to fill in for another teacher on your day off. But I was going to visit my sick mother. I'm not here to listen to you complain. I hope you understand. I can't give you any extra days off. Very well, sir. That poor thing. That was a low blow. Again. Miss Rollings, you disgust me. I'm sorry, what? You're setting a bad example. No one respects you. You're a total doormat. How humiliating. What you said to Miss Rollings was cruel. It was the truth. Telling it requires courage. Courage means having empathy. Being rude isn't hard. What's this? A note? I picked it up and read it. A. Ford, your hair smells like snow. You are so cold, but I know I can melt your heart. Your secret admirer. Who is it from? And who is it for? A. Ford? Both of our names start with A. Congratulations. You know the alphabet. Shut up and figure out how to find whoever wrote this. Easy. The janitor was the king of the hallways. He knew everything about everyone. He saw and heard everything like a school superhero. We talked to him and found out that John Gray had come up to our lockers. My breath caught in my throat. I'm sure the note was meant for me. It must have fallen out of my locker after John left it there. What? The note could have fallen out of my locker too. I bet John likes me. I bet he likes me. The loser has to eat grass. I hope you like the lawn's taste. Watch and learn how it's done. The sister tried to give a master class on flirting, but only embarrassed herself. That sure cheered me up. Anastasia failed to find out anything, but then it was my turn. Hi, so you know what snow smells like? Or whatever the note said. What? I gotta go. Jeez, a hippo in a dress would flirt better than you. Oh, you're one to talk. John didn't say the note was for you. He's just too shy to confess while his friends are around. He's too romantic, but I figured out how to talk to him privately. I didn't waste any time either. I found out that John worked as an administrator in a prison break escape room in the evenings and signed up for a game to chat with John outside of school. To be honest, I wasn't sure what was driving me anymore. A crush or the need to stick it to Anastasia. At least this time, John was nice to me. Here you go. This is for a complete immersion. I think orange suits you. Is it my imagination, or did you just call me pretty? Anna, could we talk after this? Let me treat you to hot chocolate. Barely holding back an enthusiastic squeak, I nodded. After changing, I got to work. According to the script, I was supposed to figure out how to escape from prison. Of course, I was being watched by actors in prison guards' costumes. And then I saw something that made me feel like I was trapped in my worst nightmare. What are you doing here? I got a part-time job here to spend more time with John. It won't help you. He already said he'd treat me to hot chocolate. You should go on a date with the post box instead. You'll have to get out of here first. Her eyes flashed cunningly like she was a cat about to knock a vase off a shelf. My sister was clearly up to something. I resolved to be careful. However, after I escaped from the prison, Anastasia locked me in what looked like an abandoned warehouse. Let me out! Anna, love is war, and I'm going to win it. I'll tell John you ran off on a date with someone else. I looked around. All I had were mannequins, dust, darkness, and resentment. I tried yelling, hoping John or one of his colleagues would find me, but only the spiders in the dark corners heard me. Anastasia, you better pray I won't get out of here. The game suddenly turned into real prison escape. I stacked the mannequins on top of each other, climbed up them, and got into the air vent. A few minutes later, I crawled out of them. Then I found John and Anastasia. They were sitting on a cafe veranda and looked quite cozy. I sneaked up to them and overheard their conversation. I haven't been to school in 6 months because I was taking care of my sick grandfather. That is so thoughtful of you. So that note, it was meant for you, Anastasia. I really like you. Why did you ask Anna out today then? I wanted to talk to her and explain that I don't have a crush on her. Anna's been flirting with me so much lately that I had to clear it up. Then John kissed my sister. It felt like a punch to the gut. It hurt, and I felt like crying. Hello? Police? I'm looking at an escaped criminal. Hurry! Dang it, it's time to run. That evening, I wanted to ask Dad about the stranger who had come over, but he was too tired and fell asleep early. Or maybe he pretended to be asleep to avoid talking about his mistress. The next morning, Miss Rollings did not come to school. Something was telling me that the poor woman was inconsolable after hearing Anastasia's cruel words. Since there was no teacher in class, everyone was doing whatever they wanted. Now this is freedom. No class, no homework. Naturally, it was too much for our Miss Truth Teller. Anastasia told the principal that Mrs. Rollings hadn't showed up, and of course, he couldn't just ignore the situation after that. You're lucky. I studied literature at university. I'll be your substitute teacher today. Wow, how did we get so lucky? The principal was as serious as a storm at sea. He gave us a ton of homework and failed everyone. When I say everyone, I mean everyone except Anastasia. That little snitch was doing just fine. However, not for long. Our classmates were so mad at my sister, they decided to get back at her. I usually stood up for Anastasia when things escalated, but that day I decided to stay out of it. My sister chose her own path. Perhaps it was time to accept that our fates were too different, and we would never be friends. Ew, what is this? To be honest, I don't want to know. You, did you tell them to do this because John didn't pick you? My sister pounced on me like a rabid raccoon, but then someone pulled us apart. It took me a few seconds to recognize Miss Rollings. She looked like a femme fatale and was brimming with confidence. Anastasia, thank you for opening my eyes to how pathetic I was. I've done a lot of thinking, and I decided to quit my job and follow my dream. I've always hated this job. Baby, green suits you, but you should wipe this stuff off. Thanks, baby. At that moment, I realized there was something I had to do. Everyone died laughing. The other students were filming me and twirling fingers at their temples, but I didn't stop. Anna, what are you doing? I'm keeping my promise. I lost the bet. John likes you. This was the deal. Wait, did you bet on me? John, let me explain. I'm not some toy, okay? I thought Anastasia would go ballistic, but to my surprise, she just plopped down next to me. I cheated. I locked you in that room and wouldn't let you talk to John. I went against my own principles and deserved to be punished. You were right about Miss Rollings. The painful truth helped her become a better person. Tastes better than I expected. I always knew you were a bit of a cow. We laughed together. For the first time in a long time, it was sincere and good-natured. We realized that it was okay for us to be different because we complimented each other. Then I saw Dad and that stranger again and told my sister about my suspicions. I think Dad's having an affair. We followed them and found ourselves in a hospital. Dad and that girl were visiting some woman there. Girls? Who is she, Dad? It turned out that the woman in the bed was Dad's first wife. Kate was her daughter from another marriage. Our mom had apparently demanded that Dad break off all contact with his ex-wife. Dad kept his promise until the woman had fallen ill recently. Kate had found our dad and asked him for help. Our dad hadn't turned her away because he was a good person, but Mom considered it a betrayal and kicked Dad out. Back then, I came to your place to thank Frank. I didn't know he had daughters and didn't know what to say. I didn't want him to get in trouble because of Mom and me. I breathed a sigh of relief. Anastasia realized that our mom was wrong for once. She dragged Dad home and I helped her. Girls, you don't get it. Your mother has a strict moral code. She won't forgive me. We'll tie her to a chair and make her hear you out if we have to. Luckily, that wasn't necessary. Mom greeted us with hugs and guilty eyes. I'm sorry. I was stupid and almost destroyed our family. I missed you so much. Soon, our house was filled with warmth and comfort again. Life went back to normal. No, it was even better now. After all, loving someone means finding compromises. I hope John and Anastasia will realize that and make up. Everything that happened definitely taught me a lesson. A couple of months ago, a piece of gum accidentally fell into my pocket. I didn't pay for it back then, but I'm doing it now because I want to do the honest thing.